It might sound unbelievable, but it's true. Toni Braxton and Birdman supposedly tied the knot in private last year. What's even more surprising is that the marriage ended just 2 days later, with both of them deciding to part ways.
Are you guys a couple?
Well, T, that's my girl, my friend, my family.
Do you have sex?
That's my love, my soldier, my life. She my everything, and I trust her.
Because you bought her a Bentley truck.
Yes.
So the implication is that's your girlfriend.
She my life.
Toni, girl, we need you to speak up. And Birdman, you've got some explaining to do too. Both of you are way too grown to be tangled in drama like this. And to stir the pot even more, some people are saying this whole quick marriage and split might have been a plan by Toni to get money from Birdman, since rumors say she's having money troubles. That's what folks are saying, and things just keep getting messier. Let's rewind for a moment to understand how it all led to this. Toni and Birdman were friends for years before anything romantic ever happened. Then, out of the blue, they went public with their relationship in June 2016. By 2017, there were already talks that they had secretly gotten married, but Toni denied. In 2018, she talked to People magazine about their bond. She said they'd been best friends for about 15 or 16 years. Birdman was always around. Whether it was baby showers, stage plays, or concerts, he was just there, showing love. She never imagined they'd move past friendship, let alone think about marriage. She said it felt good to be with someone who didn't expect her to be perfect all the time. He checked in on her every night, making sure she was doing okay, and that's when she really started seeing what kind of man he was. When Birdman finally opened up about his feelings, Toni was shocked. He told her he had always liked her, but kept it to himself because she was married at the time. Toni has lupus, which affects her both physically and emotionally. She shared how dating can be tough when you're sick and worried that no one would want to deal with it. But with Birdman, she didn't have to put on a front. He saw right through her, even when she tried to hide how she felt. She felt at ease with him. Just putting on a hat and some lipstick was enough. Eventually, Birdman proposed. Toni even shared pictures from that day, one where they took a selfie and another where they hugged as she showed off her ring. Birdman later went on Wendy Williams' show and poured his heart out. He called her his love, his soldier, his life. He didn't hold back.
Are you guys a couple?
Well, T, that's my girl, my friend, my family.
Do you have sex?
That's my love, my soldier, my life. She my everything, and I trust her.
Because you bought her a Bentley truck.
Yes.
So the implication is that's your girlfriend.
She my life.
Toni also talked about their engagement, saying they almost picked a wedding date, not just once, but twice. But things didn't work out the way they had hoped. While filming Braxton Family Values, a lot of drama was going on behind the scenes. Toni thought that planning a wedding might help bring her sisters together and calm some of the tension between them.
Like, the wedding is a good thing to get all the sisters together.
But there's no date.
There's no date. We almost had a date. Well, we had 2 dates, but we were doing Braxton Family Values and we were going through a little drama, and I was like, okay, the wedding is a good thing to get all of us sisters together. Yeah. But I couldn't get us all together, and I said, the wedding's not a good reason because it's messing up my relationship a little bit. He's like, come on, Michelle, set a date. I know.
That's what he calls you?
He calls me Michelle. Doesn't call me Toni at all. That's my middle name, Toni Michelle.
Yeah. Set a date.
Set a date. He said before the year's out, so I have, what, a couple weeks.
Couple weeks?
Yeah.
So he's 45, you're 51.
He's 49.
49.
Toni Braxton had really been looking forward to tying the knot again, but sadly, she couldn't gather all her closest friends and family for the big day. In a chat with People magazine, she shared what it was like planning a second wedding at her age. She joked that being over 40 and getting married again made her feel like the last bride over 40, comparing herself to Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City. This time around, she wasn't into the traditional wedding look. She didn't want a huge fairy tale dress like before. Instead, she pictured something more mature, bold, and with a vintage feel. Something inspired by the glam style of the 1920s and 1930s, like the Great Gatsby. When it came to the food, Birdman had one must-have: mac and cheese. Toni laughed about it and said she tried to fancy it up by turning it into little gourmet mac and cheese balls, just to match the elegant vibe she had planned. It was a sweet and funny moment that showed how they were blending their styles for the wedding. As for the location, Atlanta was mentioned, but Birdman wasn't on board. That city reminded him too much of her first wedding, and he didn't want those memories tied to their new chapter. He preferred a place that felt new and free of any old feelings. They had started making plans and imagining how everything would look, but the wedding never took place. Toni later explained that their busy careers made it hard to set a date. Their packed schedules kept clashing, but to a lot of people, that just sounded like an excuse. Usually, when two people are truly committed, they find a way, no matter what. Then things got even stranger. Toni said her pricey engagement ring vanished. She had packed it in her checked luggage.
Felt that Oprah was judgmental, condescending, and unsympathetic.
Please welcome Toni Braxton!
She was so freaking mean to me. I was in shock.
Do you take responsibility for the situation that you're in right now?
100%.
100%.
100%. I couldn't believe it because I loved her so much. I admired her and looked up to her. And she pretty much reprimanded me.
I read that you were upset about stories that your overspending caused this.
She says to me, I hear you have Gucci flatware. I'm Oprah Winfrey and I don't have Gucci flatware.
First of all, I didn't know Gucci made silverware.
You ain't got Gucci flatware because you didn't want to buy it. It's not because you couldn't afford it. What did you mean? And immediately, she made me feel this big, this big. That moment completely changed my career. It made people look down.
And when she got to her destination, it was gone. The ring was worth a fortune, and the story raised eyebrows. People thought it was odd to put such a valuable ring in a suitcase, and the timing just made it all feel off. Not long after, the couple split. Birdman made it official on Instagram with 3 simple words: "It's over." He also deleted every picture of Toni from his profile, making it clear things were done. Around that same time, Toni posted a photo of herself in a deep red gown. Her caption read, "Starting a new chapter isn't always an easy choice, but always choose to be chosen. Cheers to a new year." It seemed like she was ready to move on, even if things hadn't gone as planned. But fans weren't convinced it was really over. Just a few weeks later, while Toni was performing in Atlanta, Birdman popped up on stage. That surprise led to new rumors. Were they back on, or at least trying to fix things? Then, in December 2023, Toni went on Instagram to clear things up. She said she and Birdman had never been married and ended her post with the hashtag #NotFakeNews, making it seem like they were just longtime friends. But then came a huge surprise. Court papers showed that Toni and Birdman had actually gotten married in secret on August 8th. Just 2 days later, they split up, and within 2 weeks, Toni filed for divorce. The documents only showed initials, TB and BW, but fans quickly figured it out. The papers said their marriage was irretrievably broken. But by January 2025, Toni took back the divorce papers, which meant they were still legally married, even though they weren't acting like a couple anymore. They stopped wearing their rings and deleted each other from social media. Fans were stunned. Reactions online were all over the place. Some were shocked, others were cracking jokes. One person said, "Toni and that weirdo broke up years ago, and now we find out they were married?" Another wrote, "Out of 24 hours in a day, spend 22 fearing women." There were also rumors that Toni might have gained something financially from the short marriage. She's had money problems before. Even though she sold millions of albums, she said she only earned around 35 cents per copy. In 1998, after suing her record label, she filed for bankruptcy and ended up with less than $2,000 after everything was paid off. Things got even messier when she was accused of hiding money by transferring $53,000 to her then-husband, Carrie Lewis. She even tried to explain herself on the Oprah Winfrey Show, but said she felt judged and embarrassed. Between failed marriages, financial trouble, and a tough career, Toni Braxton's life has seen plenty of ups and downs. That short 2-day secret marriage, just another unexpected twist in her wild story.
Like a lot of people don't understand, my second bankruptcy was because I was sick. I have lupus, and my show in Vegas got canceled.
And the insurance wouldn't cover
The
it.
insurance didn't cover it, so I had to pay myself. And so
That's a lot. That was a lot of money.
It was a lot of money to put up a show. People don't understand this. If you see a concert, you see the lights, you see the band on stage, the artist pays for all that. The hotel rooms, the salary. So then you have nothing left over.
At the time, Toni was reportedly earning up to $400,000 per show in Vegas. So when she had to back out, the financial hit was massive. Medical bills piled up, performances were canceled, and the money dried up fast. In her court filing, she listed over $10 million in debt, but had less than $50,000 in assets. It was a shocking contrast for someone who had once sold over 70 million records worldwide. In 2019, Toni's money troubles got worse. On December 4th, the IRS hit her